Okay, Loxi Veritas. Just going to do a short little read and talk about what defines genuine photography. Bear with me a second. Might start out a little bit dry, but I think you'll like it. At least I hope you will anyway. This is part 2 to the series that I made yesterday about why your professional DSLR stinks. So bear with me a second and just bear with me, okay? You know, all photography is an image that's created from the manifestation of the cosmos nuitos, or the eidos, into the manifestation of what is seen, or the cosmos esthetos. We talk about aesthetics, or art specifically versus artifice. I wrote this little 2-page earlier today for the making of this video, so all of this is mine, by the way. It's not Dr. Kumaraswamy's or anybody else's. You know, the art is just that. It's the rendering of the formal cause, or art, i.e. the eidos, of the mind into the artifice, or the image. All objective art is merely the artifice of something higher, the formal cause of the mind of the photographer. In our case, as an example, all light, you need to understand, of course, is invisible. Just think about that for a second. All light is invisible. So too is the mind of the photographer. To manifest the art, truly the art of the photography, which is the mind, or the light, is the artifice which we call the light, or the image that's created or is meant to be created. The professional photographer is one who takes the invisible of one medium, the logos of the mind, the eidos, the true art, and uses another invisible medium, the light, to be shaped and made manifest. Just think about that a second. Now, you think you can see a beam of a laser, but that's only due to the air in the sky. There is no such thing as visible light. Light is only seen as reflection, or as direct emission. So light is invisible just as the eidos of the photographer is. Okay. Photography is literally, genuine professional photography, translating one invisible, i.e. the mind of the logos, i.e. the art, okay, into another invisible medium, that of light, and then manifesting both of those, that translational medium, the art, the one invisible art, into another invisible art, and then making manifest the artifice, the creation of the image. That is what we call the art, or the art of the image. But in fact, it's the artifice of the image, the photography. Merely capturing manifest light is capturing momentary artifices, or the visible image present before one's eyes. The professional photographer has envisioned the invisible formal cause in the mind, and the invisible material cause, the light, and knows how to translate one into the other. Okay, this is what defines genuine professional photography. He or she makes both of those manifest as he or she wills it. Light is invisible. Okay? This is not visible light. This is manifest light. This is the artifice of light. You're seeing reflected off my ugly face and my skin. Your photograph, which your sensor captures. The light is invisible. So too is a formal cause, the mind. 99% of photography is in these two invisibles, the one here and the light. Light is invisible just as the eidos, the logos of the mind, the formal cause, and it is invisible. Of course, this is where understanding ancient Greek Platonism comes into play, obviously so. Now let's talk about emission versus reflection, or images versus moments. Primarily, capturing moments is a method of capturing reflected light. Primarily, professional photography is much more so, or greatly that, of the creation of images of the unmanifest light, i.e. emissions, flash strobes, reflecting light that wasn't there to begin with. I have to repeat that because it's so important. Primarily, professional photography is much more so is that of the creation of images of unmanifest light. Strobes, flashes, reflected light, you're making manifest wasn't there to begin with. Everybody sees with their eyeballs, they're thinking about capturing what's there. A professional photographer is thinking about what could be there. He's translating unmanifest light, and he's translating the unmanifest logos, the art, okay, into another medium, the artifice, as captured through the expedient means of the camera. Okay? You understand that, then you'll understand a lot. You'll be able to trounce anybody on the premise of what constitutes the philosophy of photographia, or the writing of light. Professional photographers, like the kid from The Sixth Sense who says, "I can see dead people." You know, everybody thinks he's crazy. You know, remember that movie with what's his face and Bruce Willis, "I Can See Dead People"? He or she sees what is not there, but knows how to manifest an image. What you don't want to hear is that your camera took a nice shot. What you do want to hear is that you created a beautiful image. Now you need to talk about formal causes and material means and efficient causes and final causes. Let's actually get into the nitty-gritty of what we're talking about when we're talking about the camera, the cosmos, the nuitos, the cosmos, the thitos. We're talking about the art, which is really here. That image you see here, see this image on the fridge? That's an artifice. It wasn't there to begin with in any form. I didn't see it. It was never there. I created that. I transformed art into artifice. And then I used an expedient means to materialize that. I used two invisibles, light and the eidos of the mind. This is what separates out capturing moments, snapshots, from professional photography. Number one, formal cause, the mind, the eidos, the logos, the cosmos nuitos, or the nous. I don't know how much you know about Greek, but I might want to look up the word nous, which of course basically is an untranslatable word. Secondly, the material cause, the unmanifest light and objects. Remember that light is invisible, okay? I can look over here and turn all the lights off and I know what's over here and I'm thinking about an image in my head, but I'm going to make something manifest either through my flash, flashlights, LEDs, 1,000 different tools. But I'm going to transform art into artifice, and then I'm going to use this to capture it. So that's number two, the material cause. Number three, the material means, the camera. The material means, that's all it is. So it sits here right now at 24-70, 2.8, and an Nikon D810, a vertical grip. We're looking at with tax, $5,500. This is still a stupid POS. This is $5,500 of stupid POS. I assume you know what POS stands for, right? Does that mean I don't love the Nikon D810? No, I just know what it is and what it's capable of, but I know that it can't do anything on its own, including sticking it in puss mode and clicking the shutter. Because that's not creating an image, that's capturing a moment. Number four, efficient cause. The technology. Efficient cause. The efficient cause is the source of the change or rest. It's the moving causation which is made manifest. What makes or what is made or out of what changes or what is to be changed. I'm using shutter speed, aperture, and time dilation by changing my aperture, turning on the bulb, dropping down the light. I'm giving myself a time portal to create an image which started here, and then with the skills that I... See, some of these other so-called professional photographers, I've heard them chirp endlessly about 1,000 autofocus points, not really 1,000. And they've talked about technology, saying that I'm like in the Stone Age. You need the skills, baby. The best camera in the world doesn't, it doesn't have any skills. This is $5,500 worth of aluminum and plastic. It's a POS. It can't take an image. It can take a snapshot, but even then I have to choose the artifice that I want and I have to press the button. So it's not the technology that makes good photography. It's the skills, okay? And that a few photographers, supposedly professionals, have proclaimed this. They're idiots. They're smoking crack. It's stupid. That sort of statement, there's only two possibilities. They themselves are fools, or they're trying to push something, okay, because they are a marionette, okay? There are many such professional photographers that produce wonderful images, that tell you this. You know, if you buy this, you know, this expensive POS, you're going to make it. No, it's not going to do anything for you. I don't care how expensive or how advanced the technology is going to get. I don't care if the autofocus becomes instant. It's not going to produce a beautiful image for you. It's going to take a snapshot. Okay. Number 5, final cause. The artifice of the artist's mind. Okay? Which is the formal cause, or art. You're thinking of this as the art, this printed out image. That's not art. Well, we think, well, that's photographic art. No, this is artifice. That's not art. The fulfillment of the eidos, the objectification, the image to be rendered. The final causes state that for the sake of that which a thing is done, or in other words, the fulfillments of something towards the ends, the final shape, or the effect on the audience which admires the picture. The image rendered is the logos of the formal cause. So, I mean, do you see where I'm getting at with this? I'm going to have to make a part 2 to this immediately, so it's going to be part 3 ultimately, and I'm going to go over the final premise of what it is that we're talking about here, but I need to state some of the important points again as salient. And by the way, all this will be downloadable at the base of this video. Just remember that this is invisible and light is invisible, okay? Nobody can see light. It's like, well, that's stupid. Light is a field perturbation, okay? It is only manifest when it comes into contact with something, okay? If you were to eliminate all the planets, and there's nothing in the universe but the sun, and you were 50 miles away from the surface of the sun and you couldn't burn up, and there was nothing in the universe but the sun, and you had your back facing the sun, everything would be completely pitch black. Light needs something to manifest. Light is invisible, okay? The only reason we're able to see light in the air is because it's reflecting off of water particles, moisture in the air, obviously so, reflecting off the ocean, but light is invisible, okay? So we're talking about translating one invisible, which is here, okay, and having the skills to manipulate another invisible, and not just capturing what we see, but making manifest that other invisible by translating this invisible into that invisible and manipulating it through here. So we're talking about 5 things: formal cause, material means, efficient cause, and final cause. It seems complicated, but it's not. Let's go on to the 3rd video in this, and if you understand this, and the one that follows after this, you can come up to the best art teacher in the world, and if you remember half of the stuff, you'll pounce on them. You'll tap dance on their skull and piss right in their eye socket. You'll know a lot more than they do. You'll stun them. Not saying that that's the reason for this video, but you'll certainly trounce them, because nobody has a background, no matter what their skills are in teaching art, as pertains to the Greek Platonic metaphysics of art versus artifice. Okay? Catch you in the next video.